What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Jamie back with another video, and today I'm going to be going over my top 50 big board. Basically all the players and how they rank and how I'm deciding to do my mock drafts and stuff. And I'm going to talk about some sliders and movers after the combine, because the combine made a big difference on my big board. Some players went up, some players went down, some players fell off, some players joined on. It's going to be very interesting. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Alright, so let's start off with number one. Number one, we have an obvious choice, Chase Young, the edge rusher from Ohio State. He is just a monster. He is one of the best physical specimens coming out in the draft in a long time. He has immense potential. Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney type potential. Obvious clear-cut number one, in my opinion. Number two, we got Joe Burrow, quarterback from LSU. Historical year. He just knows how to lead a franchise. He's got that alpha dog mentality. He had an impeccable year. He just rose to stardom. Number three, we got Jeff Okudah, one of my favorite players in this whole draft. Shutdown corner from the Ohio State University. Long, athletic, can match up, cover number one, basically going to be the next island corner in the league. Number four, I got Isaiah Simmons, the defensive player, just defense because he can play it all. He can play corner, slot, safety, linebacker. He's going to line up as a linebacker. He's a freak, ran a 4.39, absolute monster. Number five, we got Jared Jeudy, wide receiver from Alabama, the best route runner I have ever seen at the college level. He has the sweetest feet. He's going to make people look stupid at the next level, and he is my number five overall player. Number six, we got Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback from Alabama. If he didn't have the injury, he'd probably be higher because his accuracy is insane, but he has injury concerns, so I have him a little bit down, but he is an exceptional talent, definitely a surefire franchise quarterback if he can stay healthy on the field. Number seven player overall, I got Derrick Brown, the defensive tackle from Auburn. He is a mover, a eater, very athletic, very disruptive in the middle. Reminds me of Gerald McCoy and Ndamukong Suh type player in this draft. If draft wasn't so freaking stacked, he could be in the pick for the number one overall pick. Number eight, I got my first tackle. I got Jedrick Wills from Alabama. He did the blind side in Alabama. He played on the right side, but Tua is a left-handed quarterback, so he protected the blind side. He's very athletic. He's very strong. He can anchor the point. He is the best tackle in this draft. Number nine, we have CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver from Oklahoma. Him and Jerry Jeudy are very similar in terms of potential in the NFL, but very different receivers. Lamb is a very strong go-up-and-get-it receiver. He didn't run the fastest 40 out of all the receivers, but he is an overall well-rounded receiver coming out from Oklahoma, and he's played with, he's been the common denominator in both Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray's Heisman season, so he is going to be a very good player at the next level. And rounding out the top 10, we have Javon Kinlaw, defensive tackle from Southern Carolina. He might be better than Derrick Brown in his NFL career. He has amazing movement. He's huge. He looks like Chris Jones, 6'5", 315, absolute monster, pusher of the pocket. Pass rush is really good, and he's only scratching the potential. So moving on to big board 11 through 20. On number 11, we have Tristan Wirfs, offensive tackle from Iowa. I had Andrew Thomas higher before the combine. After the combine, Andrew Thomas is my number two tackle. He set records. He had a record-setting combine. He is very, very athletic, and I watched more of his tape, and the potential for him at the next level is amazing. I think NFL scouts are going to fall in love with him. Number 12, we have the speed demon Henry Ruggs III from Alabama, wide receiver. He runs a 4.27, but I believe if the combine was done in the morning, he would have had a chance to break John Ross's 40 record. Running at nighttime, you have a whole day to tire your body out. You're not at your prime physical peak, so I think that he could have broke it. But Henry Ruggs is more than a speed receiver. He's got good hands. He had one drop last year. He is going to be a mismatch at the next level. Number 13, we have CJ Henderson, my first corner from Florida. He jumped Christian Fulton in my rankings because he ran a very fast 40, and I watched him, and his potential really matches up well. Makeup speed is a big difference, and at CJ Henderson, the more I watch him, the more I like him. Number 14, we got Andrew Thomas, the tackle from Georgia. I really like him. He's produced at a high level in the SEC, the hardest division in college football. He's going to be an anchor there. He's going to be your left tackle for the next 10 years. You don't have to worry about him. He's going to be a solid guy. Number 15, we have the human mountain Mekhi Becton from Louisville, offensive tackle. He is a freak. He ran 5.11 at 360 pounds. There is not many human beings that can do that. His potential is the highest out of all of the tackles, but he's also, in my opinion, the most raw out of all of the tackles. So he's going to need to go with the right team, the right fit, the right coaches in order to maximize his potential. So that's why I have him at number 4. He very well could be the best tackle in this draft, though. Number 16, we have the athletic edge rusher, K'Lavon Chaisson from LSU. He is a very athletic, high upside player. In my opinion, he's a little bit too raw. The production isn't really there, but he is disruptive. He's very twitched up. He is a very premier edge rusher potential in this league, and I think K'Lavon Chaisson, if he gets with the right situation, is going to be a very impactful player in his rookie year. At number 17, we got the third quarterback. We got Justin Herbert from Oregon. Justin Herbert from Oregon physically is what you want in a quarterback. He's huge, he's strong-armed, he's mobile, but his decision-making, he doesn't progress through his reads the way you want him to. He doesn't make the decisions the way you want him to. He kind of disappears within the game sometimes, and so it's a very hit-or-miss player. He could be a top 10 quarterback in this league, or he could be ended up being a bust. But I like his upside, but he's just not a finished product, so I have him at number 17. 18, we got Christian Fulton, cornerback from Louisiana State. But Christian Fulton's a very solid corner. He's going to come in. He's going to be a day one starter. He's going to be a solid player in the league. AJ Epinesa is number 19. Before the season, I had AJ Epinesa really high, but right now he is very low on my board. He ran in the 5s in the combine. He's a very technical player, uses his hands well, but I think just a poor showing pushes him down my board a little bit, but his potential in the league is really good. You don't have to be a great athlete to be a great football player. It definitely helps, of course, but it's not always the case. Number 20, rounding out the 11 to 20, I have Kenneth Murray, Oklahoma linebacker. He pulled up a hamstring, but he ran really fast, and when I watch his tape, he's fearless, he's a leader, he's what you want in the Mike position, and I think he is going to be a modern-day linebacker in the NFL, and I think he is a solid player. So moving on to prospects 21 to 30, we got Patrick Queen right after Kenneth Murray. I have them very similar. They're both very athletic. Patrick Queen's a little bit better in pass coverage. Kenneth Murray's a little bit better in run coverage, but they're both super athletic linebackers, and so I have them right there. Number 22, I got Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson was a riser after the combine for me. I was worried about his long speed going in. Oh, there's my thing. I was worried about his long speed going into the combine. He completely erased that by running a 4.4 4.40. Very, very fast. He's got great hands. He's a very sure receiver. He moved up on my board. Number 23, we got the first running back. We got DeAndre Swift from Georgia. DeAndre Swift can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He's very shifty. He's the best running back in this draft. He does not have fumble issues like Jonathan Taylor. He is more durable in pass blocking than J.K. Dobbins is, and I like him overall. And so let's move on. So number 24, we got Xavier McKinney, safety from Alabama, my number 1 safety. I like the way he can come up and support in the run. I like his versatility. I think he is a very good player. He would be higher if this draft wasn't so stacked, in my opinion, but Xavier McKinney is an overall solid player. At number 25, we got Jordan Love, the quarterback from Utah State. I think he's too raw. I mean, yes, he had a falling out in his senior year just because of the pieces that were left, like his head coach left, 9 starters left. Yes, that also makes it a hard time to make a difference, but I also don't like his decision-making that much, but he is a potential franchise quarterback. I just think he's a little raw, so I have him lower on my board. At number 26, I have T. Higgins, wide receiver from Clemson. I love his jump ball ability. I think he's better after the run than people anticipated. He moved down a little bit on my board just because he chose not to work out. I don't understand the reasonings for that. I mean, T. Higgins could push himself into that number 3 wide receiver conversation in the combine, and he just doesn't work out. I don't like that. It's a little bit of a red flag for me, so I push him down a little bit. But the talent, nonetheless, is there. At 27, I got Laviska Shenault. He's moving down too, but I just love his versatility. He's like a bigger, better version of Percy Harvin and what Cordero Patterson should be in the NFL. I really like Laviska Shenault. I think he's an offensive weapon. If he gets with the right team, it's going to be scary. At number 28, I got Josh Jones, tackle from Houston. I like Josh Jones a lot. Reminds me almost like of the same of Andre Dillard. I think he's going to be a first-round pick 100%. He's going to be a solid left tackle. He's not the same as the top 4 tackles, but I like Josh Jones a lot. At number 29, I got a huge riser, Antoine Winfield Jr., safety from Minnesota. The son of Antoine Winfield, the Minnesota and the Buffalo cornerback back in the day. Antoine Winfield is a little shorter, but he is a very rangy safety. He's always around the football. He's a ball hawk. He can come up and run support. He's an overall, a complete safety in my opinion. And watching this film, the more I fall in love with him. I worry about the competition, but at the same time, I think he's going to be an impactful player. And finishing off number 30, we have Jeff Gladney, cornerback from TCU, one of my draft crushes in this draft. I love his feet. I think he's a very good corner. I honestly thought he was going to run a lot faster at the combine. He did not run as fast as I thought he was going to, but nonetheless, Jeff Gladney is a solid corner, definitely my number 4 corner in this draft. So moving on to prospects 31 to 40. We got Grant Delpit at number 31, safety from Louisiana State University. I am very disappointed in Grant Delpit's year. Even though he became an All-American, I don't think he should have deserved it. He missed so many tackles, went out of every 4 tackles. If he would have came out last year, he could have been a top 5 pick. Like, he was a dominant player, but he dropped so far down. And so you don't know what player you're getting. Are you going to get the guy who misses 1 in every 4 tackles, or are you going to get the potential All-Pro player? It's hard for me to rationalize putting him higher, so I have him at 31 because I love his potential. I still think he's a first-round pick, but I was very disappointed in his tape this year, so I have him at 31. Number 32, I got J.K. Dobbins, running back from Ohio State. I have him above Jonathan Taylor because Jonathan Taylor fumbled 15 times in college, has a lot more wear and tear. J.K. Dobbins is a burner. I like his potential in the league. I think he's very versatile, and I think he is what we're looking for in the NFL. Number 33, we got Jalen Reagor, wide receiver from TCU. I like Jalen Reagor a lot. I like these Texas Christian University players a lot. Jalen Reagor is a burner, but he put on too much weight at the combine and slowed down his 40, which is his biggest, I guess, selling point as a wide receiver. So I had him drop down below a couple more receivers, but I still think he's a very good talent. Number 34, we got Marlon Davison, the defensive end edge rusher from Auburn. At the combine, he basically said, I can go out there and assault a man. And I love that in a defensive end. I mean, for those who don't play football, they won't appreciate that comment, but if you're a coach wanting a player, you want your players to be hungry and you want your players to be dogs, and Marlon Davison is a dog. I like his ability on the edge. I think he's got a very high upside, and he flashed a lot in college. Number 34, behind him is Yetur Gross-Matos, edge rusher from Penn State. I like his length. I wish he was a little bit more twitched up than he is, but I still think he's going to be a solid player in the league. Number 36, we got Brandon Ayuk, wide receiver from Arizona State. He ran very poor at the combine. He had actually a terrible combine, but the talent is there nonetheless. I think he is a second-round receiver, so I have him position number 36. We got Jonathan Taylor at number 37, running back from Wisconsin. I really like him. He ran very, very fast, some of the fastest out of all the running backs, but I hate the fumbling issue. If he can fix the fumbling issue, he could be worth a top 20 pick in this draft, but his fumbles, I mean, when you turn the ball over as a running back, that's a no-no. Following at 38, right behind him is his teammate, Zach Bond, edge rusher, also from Wisconsin. I like him. He's a little bit of a tweener for me. I don't know if he's going to actually play linebacker or if he's going to play edge rusher. I like him. He's very twitched up. I just don't know how he's going to translate to the NFL. I do like him, though. I think Zach Bond is a stud. Number 39, we got Ross Blacklock, defensive tackle from Texas Christian University. His production is not there, but wow, he can move. He's a big body in the middle of the defense. He's twitched up. I like him a lot. Ross Blacklock. A lot of Texas Christian University players coming out. I'm very surprised about this. Number 40, we got my first interior offensive lineman, and that we got Cesar Ruiz, interior offensive lineman from Michigan. I like him a lot. I think he's very stout, strong. I think he can anchor the middle. I think he's going to be a very good center or guard for the next 10 years in the league. So we got the 41 to 50 now, and we got Neville Gallimore, the defensive tackle from Oklahoma. Fellow Canadian, they call him a Canadian bulldozer. Gotta love that shit. I gotta love it. But Neville Gallimore is a high effort player. He ran very fast. He ran in the 4.8s. Or I think he ran maybe even sub 4.8 at 300 pounds. What a beast. I like him a lot. The high effort really goes a long way, and if you have a good motor in the league, do well. A riser for me, Denzel Mims, wide receiver from Baylor. I like to see more from him on film, but he ran a 4.39 at 6'3". Like, you gotta love it. I think Denzel Mims has very high upside. I think someone's gonna shoot on him early in the draft, and I like his upside and his trajectory. 43, we got Trayvon Diggs, cornerback from Alabama, the brother of Stephon Diggs from the Minnesota Vikings. I like him. He's a little slow for me. He's very long, though. 6'2", former wide receiver, great ball skills. I have him a little bit lower just because he is a little bit newer to the position, but I like him there. At number 44, we got the first tight end. We got Cole Kmet, tight end from Notre Dame. I like him. He's got a little bit of an injury history, but I think he's the best overall tight end in this draft. Number 45, we got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, running back from LSU. I like him a lot. I think he has very good hands. I think he's the best pass-catching back in this league. Joe Burrow was interviewed asking who is the best athlete on the LSU team, and he, without hesitation, said Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Although Clyde didn't really run that fast, he ran it in the 4.6s in the draft. It doesn't really matter. He's going to be a very solid pro, and I like him at 45. Number 46, we got Natani Muti from Fresno State, an interior offensive line. And if it wasn't for injuries, I'd have a first-round grade on him. Watching him, he just bulldozes players. He's very, very talented. I like him a lot. He's one of my favorite players in this draft, but it's only going to see if his injuries fall through or if his injuries hold up. You know what I'm trying to say. 47, we got AJ Terrell, cornerback from Clemson. I had him lower after that national championship game, but I've gone back and looked at his tape, and realistically, the championship game was the only game he really sucked at. He was going against the Biletnikoff Award winner, Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase just roasted everybody this year. So, I mean, I don't know if it's just an off game, maybe it's the stage, whatever, but AJ Terrell ran fast. He's a long corner. He's very promising in terms of potential, so that's very good. Number 48, this one might surprise you, but I got Jalen Hurts, quarterback from Oklahoma, as my 5th quarterback. I don't have Jacob Eason. I don't have Jacob Fromm. I got Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts, his running ability, the way that the NFL is transitioning to Lamar Jackson, to Patrick Mahomes type players. I mean, Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes are not the same player, but I like his mobility, and I think he's a better passer of the football than people give him credit for. I like him a lot there, and so I have him as my 48 player, cracking the top 50 players in this draft. Number 49, we got the cornerback, the long cornerback, Jalen Johnson from Utah, and I like him a lot. He barely got beat in college, but he's got some injury concerns, but I like his potential at the next level. I think he is what teams are looking for to match up with the bigger receivers. And finally, to end the number 50, we got Justin Madubuike, defensive tackle from Texas A&M. I like him a lot. He ran very good at the draft. He's very, very disruptive in the middle, and he gets quarterback hits. He's a pressure-filled player in the draft. So that is all for my top 50. Here is a complete recap of all of the players, and this is my top 50 big board. I have a top 100 big board, but I thought this video might be even a little long just going over the top 50, but I want to give a little bit detailed about every player and why I have them where I do, because this is fun. I like this stuff. This is awesome. The big board is very interesting. It always changes. I mean, I wish I would have done one a little bit earlier before the combine so you could see what differences were, but I didn't get one out. That's my bad. But I'm going to try to upload a lot more frequently, so that's what it is. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave me a subscribe and a thumbs up. I appreciate it. It helps me make videos for you, helps the channel go further, and I just will appreciate you. So please do that, and thank you very much for watching. I will see you later. Peace!